Oh, wow, I'm first again. It's almost like I put myself in the first position. Well, hello, faithful and traitors alike, and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay, I am drinking some beautiful kiwi lemonade in my cup mug, and I think someone else, one of my fellow traitors, will let you know where to get that.
And that would be...
It's Lana. Of course it is.
Of course it is. That would be me. And you can get said cup mug at lanagscreations.etsy.com. And we do ship internationally and domestically. So there are no excuses. And I'm looking at you, Canada. I'm looking at you. Get your cup merch. And just so you know, I am Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently drinking Sprite because that's what I got. Yep.
And I'm David Healy.
And
I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I can no longer say 6 episodes sabotage free because we are not 6 episodes sabotage free. But I'm wearing my Fiercelicious shirt anyways. And I am drinking some water.
Good. Oh. It's Esme!
What the heck?
Oh my god, wait.
I thought for sure that was Jack.
I also love some tea, and I have some tea for you, Lana.
Lovely.
Come on, live tea.
Love the tea, baby.
I would love to pour it, but then I was like, wait, we were about to start recording. I gotta go. Let me grab the teapot. But as you can see, I'm having some tea. It's just some peppermint tea, because you know,
it's already that time.
Let's get it started. Woo!
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. Well, we are back after a week off of the Traitors, but we are here talking about Traitors Canada. We've got episode 5 and 6 to talk about. 2 really great episodes of Traitors, if you ask me.
And 2 heartbreaking episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Across the board. Everyone, I was like, oh no.
Everyone? I mean, there was
one.
Well,
I mean, I guess it was one that I was like, okay, sure. But everybody else was like,
thinking of
3 of 4 people, or 3 of 5 people, I was disappointed to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, because that 5th person, I was like, okay.
You know what? I'm going to say 4. I'll say 4.
I'll say 4. Yeah, I'll say 4 or 5. I'll say 4 or 5.
All of the people eliminated by traditional means, I was a little upset to see leave.
All the people that were like actually eliminated.
Oh yeah,
all the people that were playing the game.
And we'll talk about it. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe because we are still going to be here talking about Traitors Canada. We're back to a weekly schedule for Traitors Canada, so we will be here weekly talking about it until the end of the season. And I'm really enjoying the season so far, y'all. So I'm very excited to continue talking about Traitors Canada. Hopefully we get another Traitors here soon once Traitors Canada is over to fill our little void of Traitors. It might be Traitors US too, because I think that's coming
too,
or UK too. I think both of them are coming earlier in 2024. So don't do it in December, please. Just wait till January. Thank you very much. So we jump back in to episode 5 as we are voting at the round table. We know some people got some votes. But we finished out that vote and it ended up being not fully unanimous, but almost there.
Yeah, it was 11-3-1.
Every other vote we saw in this episode, I'm pretty sure was Rick.
Yeah, so Rick does get banished. Obviously, we know he's a faithful, so the faithful are down another.
Faithfuling.
The faithful are faithfuling, and
I wasn't that sad to see Rick go, if I'm gonna be honest. I was like, okay.
I would have liked to see a little bit more of Rick, because I think I would have liked to see more of Rick specifically for Rick's dynamic with other people as opposed to Rick himself. We'll say that. Because I would have liked to see what would have come of like the Rick and Kevin dynamic, maybe the Rick and Fierce dynamic. Like I think maybe those things I would have liked to see a little bit more. But
I would have liked to see him for Team David, who is not doing well at all in this draft.
Team Logan is tragic over here. I haven't done the I don't even want to do the update. I don't even want to do the update. I'm going to, but I was like, oh God, this is a rough day.
I think the only one that's actually doing good is Lana.
I think so. And stay tuned to the end of the video where you can find out who is currently winning our draft. But yes, then we go to
point the right way, but I can't. There we go. There we go.
Probably her. Probably her.
I'm just gonna point to me too.
Great. So then we got our and so our beautiful Mike and Kuzi go in. They are debating on a couple different people. I don't remember who those people were, so if someone could.
I do because I was upset about all of them. First of all, Kuzi got shut down when it came to recruiting. She didn't fight it. I thought for sure they were going to recruit, but instead they come up with names. And my beautiful Kuzi suggests Crystal. She suggests Kevin.
No.
She suggests Fierce Delicious.
No.
And I'm like, no, I definitely don't want to lose these three people, especially within the next 2 episodes.
Right.
Well, Julie.
Well, David.
Well, David. Well, David.
Ooh.
I will say, as much as I hate to say this, because she's been great television, out of those 3, I was kind of hoping it would be Crystal that would be murdered, just because I've had such a long relationship knowing and watching Kevin and Fierce, so I was like, please protect them.
Well,
I mean, I'm the other way where I want like the newer people to get a chance to shine. So
I love Kevin and I love Fierce. I didn't want it to be any of the 3 people. Let's be real and honest. And at this point, I do kind of like everybody that's left. So I'm like, it's gonna be
sad.
It's just gonna get really sad. But we do see Crystal taken out by the traitors.
Murder.
And we go to breakfast the next morning, and Fierce is coming in hot and cold. She's like, Kevin, I don't want to talk to you.
Ooh.
I'm just like, I'm like, I don't, what's happening? And then they end up having a conversation later, and Fierce is just like, you changed your vote last minute.
Yeah, it was changed last minute.
Mr. Attitude.
Don't call me that.
Mr. Rude.
Don't joke about that. It gave me very don't joke about that energy. But yeah, they're going at it. And that sparks a conversation with Kevin and Gerline talking about potentially targeting Fierce, but not immediately. They don't want to target Fierce immediately.
Right.
But they want to start targeting Fierce because they both know Fierce is so open, or such a loudmouth, so very open with saying whatever is on her mind, that it's not going to be good for them in their long-term game.
And I thought this was kind of an interesting strategy from Kevin. And I will say this about Kevin. I think he is really taking the faithful game to a new level this season. He's really implementing new strategies and being pretty open about things that people have not been open about in the past. But he was very honest with Gerline about how they are probably on the block to get murdered soon, and they need to find a way to keep themselves protected from the traitors. And usually we don't really see that be a huge element of strategy here. So he's like, people know I'm a faithful. I need to be a loud and wrong faithful, because we see it every time. Like the people who are the most loud and the most wrong, they end up just going to the end, because the traitors know that they can count on their ignorance. So
Right.
Kevin had a very smart strategy here, and I think it might have started to work if he could have fully executed it. So yes, he was telling Gerling, we need to get out somebody that is a faithful and just have a little egg on our face. So I thought it was pretty ingenious.
I definitely agree. We're seeing Kevin approach this game from a Big Brother Canada sort of perspective, and I really like it. We're seeing Kuzi do that too, but obviously they have to play two very different games because Kuzi's a traitor and Kevin is a faithful. I think they're both bringing this like elevated strategic mind to traitors, which I think is what the creators hope all seasons are like. Some more than others. I mean, we've seen this sort of similar thing happen. We saw it with Traitors US season 1, where obviously you're going to cast a lot of former reality competition show people. So that's where it's going to skew. But then you also look at seasons like Traitors Australia season 2, where it's really season 2, right, David?
Yes.
Where there's just like, where it's very hive mentality. And we're seeing that on another show we're watching right now, unfortunately. But we also see this new duo. This is the first time that I noted these two talking together, and we see it a lot throughout both of these episodes we're going to talk about, and that's Melissa and Leroy coming together. And I was like, this is an interesting duo, but I like it. I'm not mad at this duo. They are discussing, potential traitors, and they kind of land on Mary. And
a lot of people
a lot of people think Mary's a traitor. So
something about Mary, I guess.
There is indeed, I guess, something about Mary. I got the reference, David. You're welcome. I couldn't quote anything from the movie, but I was like, I know that's a movie.
No, I do think this is a different show, but some of you might be watching Big Brother, and every time I see Bowie Jane and her hair when it's sticking straight up, I'm like, there's something about Mary.
There's something about Miranda. There's something about Miranda Ball. Anyway. We go to the day's challenge. It is a classic Traitors challenge. It is the church challenge, church match. I was like, I know it has a name.
Kuzi. Kuzi, as soon as they come in and she sees all the people in masks, she's like,
She's like, I got enough masks on my season of Big Brother Canada. I don't need more. Like, don't do this to me.
Baby. One thing I can tell you about Black folks and mask and church, we don't do that. We don't play that. That ain't something we do.
Y'all get out.
We don't play that. I'm like,
Lana, let's go, Lana.
Let us now go.
We'll be like, you guys can do it with like 2 teams of 5, right? Me and Lana, can we just
The second for the church to see all them masks, I'm like, oh, absolutely. This blasphemy. I ain't even Catholic, and
I'll just hold you and shield your eyes. As we walk down, I'll be like this to Lana. Just look.
Yeah. But yeah, we see this challenge recreated, I think, on like every single season of Traitors, or at least the OG seasons of all the franchises. Run into the confession, get your paragraph and line number, solve the riddle, find the person, get the gold. And this wasn't even close. That first team, Kuzi, Gerline, Fierce, Mickey, Dom, Mel, and Leroy just absolutely dominate the challenge. It's not even close.
It gave me reminders of Traitors US, the same challenge, the same one team dominating the entire thing, and everybody was like, "Are y'all even here to play? What are y'all doing? Like nobody can do this right." It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And this actually has a moment that's pretty important for I think it has lasting ramifications for a couple of people. But we see Fierce super excited. She's celebrating. She was pretty instrumental in this win, and Kevin is watching this and it's pissing him off. And this is where I can kind of relate to Kevin because I'm actually super competitive. People are a little surprised by that usually. I don't like to lose, but I can lose gracefully. But it's really hard to lose gracefully when whoever I'm losing to is over celebrating. That just boils my blood. So I think Kevin got pretty pissed off about this. And it sounds like that was the biggest thing. Like they tried to recover their relationship, but based on interviews I've heard, it sounds like that was the biggest thing that really kept them from coming back together. Because Fierce knew Kevin was pissed off about that. So they never really could recover. And it sounds like they still haven't fully recovered, even after filming, which really breaks my heart because I love those two. And I thought they were such a fun pair.
They were.
I knew this pairing wasn't going to last. I knew it wasn't going to last. And I knew it would probably be because of Fierce. Like,
Kevin and his gay never lasts.
No. And the gay always goes first. God damn it. But yes, so we see that first team go into the armory to go get a cute little shield. Kuzi can't go get a shield for the second time. But Mickey gets the shield. I'm like, yay. I'm like, yay, Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. All the references today. Wow. We are making all the references today. But so we got the discussions before the round table.
Oh, bye, David.
Bye, David. And Trayvon is just like, I don't feel like being here anymore. And I'm like, bitch, what? Okay, go home. Bye.
Okay, quit.
Bye. Go home.
That bothered me so much. I've been quiet this whole time, but that bothered me so much. I hate when people say, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, bye and leave. Fine.
Go home.
Go home and leave. Go. Nobody. And what bothers me the most is when they go like, I don't want to be here anymore. Just vote me out. No, just leave. I'm not going to waste my vote on somebody who wants to leave. Just leave. I don't need to vote for you. Just walk out the door. The door is not locked. You can go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And then we would have had 6 eliminations in one episode.
Right. Period.
Could you imagine 2 round tables,
2
a DQ, a quit, and 2 murders?
Crazy. Sickening. But yeah, I don't like that at all. Like, just leave, bro. Just leave.
Yeah. Or no, it would have been 3. It would have been 3 banishments, a murder, a quit, and a DQ.
Yeah.
In 2 episodes.
A mess.
Yeah, but of course he don't leave. Of course he don't leave.
No. Yeah. We see a conversation with Melissa, May, and Donna. Donna finally kind of joining the game again. I think it was smart of her after, being the immediate target to just fly so far under the radar that she didn't get screen time in 3 episodes. And then now we see Donna reemerging in these 2 episodes. I'm like, oh, Donna, you're still here.
And I like her more this episode than...
This seems to be a common theme where somebody is a target for banishment very early on in the Traitors, but if they can recover or kind of fall off the radar a little bit, then they end up making it pretty close to the end. So we saw it with Kate in season 1 of US. We saw it with Sarah in season 2 of Australia. And I think we're seeing it here with Donna.
Yeah.
And y'all mentioned at the start that like a lot of the psychics don't do well. Is Donna now like technically doing the best out of any?
I think so, for sure.
Good for her.
Good for Donna.
But they're talking about targeting Mary. Meanwhile, Mary and Kevin are coming together to target Trayvon. And Kevin is like, I think Mary's a traitor. I'm going to get close to Mary because I would rather have the traitors on my side. Not knowing he literally has a traitor on his side. And then, spoiler, fucks up that relationship so royally.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it. But
we will.
But so we go to the round table, and Kevin immediately comes down and is like, this. Mike, I think you're like 20 to 30% of a traitor. And I'm like, Kevin, you are not doing yourself any favors.
No.
At all. Just, he's coming for Mike. He's coming for Trayvon, or Mary's coming for Trayvon again. And he's like, yes, I lied at the beginning of the game. Okay, cool. Vote me out. I know I'm faithful. Vote me out. Like, whatever. And then Kevin comes for Fierce. And I'm like, why? Why are you doing this? Why are you coming after your allies?
And he doesn't want, like, I think any of those people that he really maybe he doesn't really want Fierce out at this point. He said
he wanted Trayvon out going into this round table.
And he didn't even
want it. Yeah.
And he wasn't even really the one to bring up Trayvon's name. He brought up other people's names and then was surprised when something different happened.
Here's my problem with Kevin. Kevin is so smart, he's stupid. Because he is so trying to big brain everything that he's messing up everything in the process. Because all he really needs to do right now is, if you're going to be loyal to your allies, if you really didn't want Fierce out, don't push so hard for Fierce till you really want Fierce out. Because what Kevin doesn't realize is the pull that he actually has in this game. People actually listen to Kevin because they feel like, Kevin, you're faithful. We know you're faithful. We trust what you're saying now. But he's still trying to big brain everything and still trying to play so much that it's not necessary. He's overplaying at this point.
Like, you can tell one person, like Gurleen, like, hey, I'm thinking about we might want to take him out, Fierce out later, but don't bring that up to the round table when people are looking for a reason to vote somebody out.
Exactly, because now
like,
everybody's
you can tell
like,
your trusted ally.
And everybody's like, oh yeah, now Fierce is it. That's who we want. And it's like, that's not who you wanted to happen, because he just does so much that it's not necessary. And I think he's in his brain, he's still playing Big Brother, and he's still playing the long game. And it's like, you can't play the long game at a short round table. You have to stretch that out a little bit more. If you don't want Fierce to go, don't mention Fierce at the round table. You mention Fierce to your, like Esme say, your closest ally, and say, hey, what about if next week we start looking and targeting Fierce?
You go to Gurleen, you go to Mary, even maybe. You go to Tuesday, like
next week. But you don't do that at the round table. He's just, and we'll talk about him later, but yeah, he just don't do so much. He's stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I think Kevin is trying to play a different kind of game than anybody's played, because really there's two games that you're playing as a faithful. There's the survive banishment, but there's also the survive murder. And most people really focus on the survive banishment aspect. And he got to the point where he was a target early on for banishment, and he had really, really done well at recovering and making himself seem like a faithful to just about everybody. Like, he was not a target to be banished. And so he was like, okay, I got this aspect taken care of. How do I get this other aspect taken care of? But it's a much, much, much more difficult thing to control, especially when you have no idea who you're controlling this aspect of the game against. So he came up with his theories. He was wrong on them. He was kind of right on Mike. I do not think Mike was his number one suspect at all. But yeah, I think that his attempts to really try to wedge into this new strategy really hurt him on the other side. He lost his leverage there, and we'll get into it more. But yeah, he really did screw up these last two episodes.
He tried to big brain so much.
He tried to play a traitor's game as a faithful. He's really what it feels like.
Yeah.
He wanted to be a traitor so bad that he ended up playing a traitor-like game.
And it screwed him over.
It screwed him over. I think if he was a traitor,
his allies over.
Exactly. Because like y'all said, he has so much pull and control without even realizing it that 7 people vote to banish Fierce, and Fierce goes.
And he's shocked.
I was shocked.
I was also shocked.
I mean, I didn't think it was gonna happen when they first went into the round table. I was like, it's not gonna be Fierce, even though I watched and I got spoiled and I knew it was gonna be Fierce. But I'm like, hey, not from what the episode is showing. Not from what the episode is showing. How did it get too Fierce? And then I watched. I'm like, dang it, Kevin.
Right.
Dang it. Just stop. That was my whole thing. I yelled the whole time.
And you see it kind of happen next episode.
Just the fact that like independently 7 different people flip their votes onto Fierce, like we didn't see anything to disprove that. We only heard that. So we have to believe that. And that's insane. That's crazy. There was no way that was true in my mind, but I guess it is.
Yeah, because the vote ends up being 7-3 to 2-1. So Donna voted for Fierce, Kuzi, Leroy, Mary, Melissa, Mickey, and Dom all vote for Fierce.
All sitting by each other, too.
Exactly. And then it ended up being 3 votes on Trayvon, 2 votes on May, and 1 vote on Mary. So another instance where the traitors don't vote together. And I think that's kind of the smartest thing to do.
Yeah.
But we go into episodes, or we see them go back into the Traitor Tower, and it goes from the end of episode 5 into episode 6, where we see Kareen come in, and she's like, well, y'all haven't recruited somebody, so y'all don't get to recruit anybody, and you don't get to murder anybody tonight. And Kuzi's like, damn it, this is the one time I wanted to recruit. It's like the one time I want to recruit somebody to be a scapegoat for us. And now we can't. And Kareen presents the death row twist. And so they have to pick 3 people for death row. They come to a pretty easy conclusion. So they want to frame this entire thing on Mary, because people seem to think that Mary is a traitor. Yep. So they're going to put Mary on death row next to Kevin, who's been very vocal, and Melissa, who has also been very vocal. And I hated all 3 of these picks, because I'm just like, now. I
hate it, but I also understand,
Oh, I absolutely get it. However, these are 3 of my favorite people in the game, so I'm very upset about it. Like, you could have put Donna in there. Just put Donna in there. Why not? Donna's not doing much. Donna's going to get dragged to the end, and then a faithful's going to win over Donna, and Donna's going to be like, what?
But Donna's never somebody who would nominate themselves as a traitor. So I think they were really trying to think who are people that would be suspected for that, because I think this is actually a really good strategy that they had. We've seen it go both ways throughout the various Traitors franchises. Often, it's almost 50-50, I think, at this point, whether or not they put themselves up for death row, any of them. Yeah, but it can backfire. It really can, because I think people, it's interesting to see the more seasons we get, and a lot of these people have watched the other seasons. So they've seen how people have played it in the past, and it's really affecting the strategy here. So I think that's why almost everybody was like, yeah, one of these people has got to be a traitor. So that was very, very smart of Kuzi and Mike, I thought.
To not put themselves in, because it just puts an eye on you that you don't maybe want.
Especially with how low both of them have been playing up until this episode. We'll talk about it. I don't think it would have been logical for them to put either of them in.
Yeah. And here's the really tricky thing that could happen. And I was very concerned it was going to happen a different season. But what if you nominate yourself into Faithfuls? Then one of the Faithfuls gets banished. The other Faithful gets the shield. Then what do you do?
I would just assume you can't murder that night. But then you're kind of revealed.
But then, and if you don't have the option to recruit, because if you have the option to recruit, then but it's not an option on death row. So, like, what happens?
I would assume it just, like, you have to then guess, like, one of these two got the shield and the other one is a traitor.
Well, no, isn't it when you have the shield, like, the traitors can still murder that person with the shield, but then they just don't.
Not if it's on death row. Then only the people that are on death row are eligible to be murdered.
No. But what I'm saying is, if I'm a traitor, the three of you are on death row, or it's me, Lana, and David on death row. Yeah, I'm a traitor. Yeah, Esme's safe.
I'm dead already.
You're dead already. Okay, sure, we'll go with that. I'm a traitor. David gets banished. Lana has the shield. I still go to murder Lana, but Lana shows up the next morning because she had the shield.
Yeah.
I think you still, because
you don't know who has the shield.
Have we seen the shield actually work?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, good. Because I'm pretty sure that's just how it would go. Is it would just be the same sort of thing where, like, you don't know who has the shield. If I go to if Lana has the shield, I target Lana. Lana just shows up the next morning because she had the shield.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what would happen.
Yeah, but then that
now, what if it's two traitors? But what if it's two traitors?
Oh, that would just be idiotic.
And the other one, yeah, that would be idiotic. But, like, it could.
There's three traitors that they all put themselves on death row just for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's actually possible, but work.
I think it's becoming more and more the norm lately that you do vote to banish one of the people on death row. That's the strategy lately.
Okay.
Because you're controlling your destiny a little bit more. You're making sure you're safe. 2 more eliminations because you got it narrowed down to that pool of 3 people.
Yeah. So we go to breakfast the next morning. They find out no one's been murdered, but Kevin, Mary, and Melissa are on death row. Mary's taking it very hard. Because Mary doesn't even realize the situation that she's in where everyone thinks she's a traitor. She has no clue. She's just like, why is it me? Yeah. And I get that. I get that for sure. But then we go to the challenge. And before we get the challenge, Corrine comes in with her very stern face. This stern Corrine. And she said, I brought you all to my manor. I don't know why she's British, but I'll do British. I don't know. I brought you all to I can't do French Canadian. I brought you all to my manor, and I expect you to abide by the rules that I've set. And Dom didn't. So he's gone. Yeah. And I was like, okay, bye.
I really didn't. Everything. Everything. Like, okay, there, girl.
You watch me shower?
Oh, girl. You see everything.
Oh. All right, Corrine.
Immediately, I'll just say it. Like, as soon as she said that somebody was being removed from the game, or basically implied that, I was like, who are they doing dirty with an edit? And for me, I was like, oh, Dom has not been visible. They are not featuring that guy.
Yeah.
I immediately clocked that it was going to be him, because I wasn't studying to see who was there and who wasn't.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
I looked, I was like, oh, Dom's not there.
So it's not revealed. I was going to say they don't explicitly mention it in the show. From what I've seen on Twitter, again, this is alleged. I don't know this to be 100% true, but it sounds like it was something along the lines of him taking things that had been said about him very personally. So I'm assuming there's just a lot of things we're not seeing regarding Dom. And he was taking all of that stuff very seriously and maybe lashing out. Privately. Now, I don't know what that has to do with being disqualified.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he maybe went to somebody else's room in the middle of the night, which would be grounds for disqualification, because then you would know who, like,
or if he just left his room at night or something,
or if he just left his room, if he's spreading information to other people in the middle of the night. We don't know for sure what it was, but it was grounds for disqualification, and I'm like, okay, bye.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if
he just wanted a smoke break and didn't realize you couldn't leave the room.
I wonder if he was looking out the window to see who the traitors were as they go to the, looking and trying to see who was walking
I would
through the
think
thing.
that they would have that restricted, not able to see out of. But
I mean, as they're walking from the manor to the traitors,
probably something logistically along those lines is what I would.
Maybe he was lurking the hallways.
I assume he had a phone.
Yeah, it could be that.
We've seen that before.
Or a phone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if y'all have any ideas, let us know. Or if you have any tea, let us know in the comments. But we don't know. Yeah. So we got our daily challenge, which is the spot the difference, but in real life. I love this challenge. I always like this challenge.
I love it and hate it at the same time because I'd be so bad at it because I can't see.
I love watching it, but yeah,
I love watching it.
Horrible at it. So you're split into 3 teams, captained by each of the 3 on death row. You go in, you have 3 minutes to study, and then you have a minute to study and 3 minutes to pick out all the different things that are different. For each thing that is different that you acknowledge, you earn $1,000. And this was pretty bad on a whole, except for Kevin's team.
Yeah. I don't think that's better because there's just so much.
Well, and poor Mary chose both of the traitors to be on her team. I was just like, no.
Poor Mary.
Poor Mary. And Kuzi's even like, I was going to try to throw the challenge, but then I just ended up being bad at the challenge. Yes, Kuzi.
It's not even throwing it, just I generally can't do this one.
But yeah, so Kevin's team ends up winning, and because of that, Kevin and only Kevin gets access to the armory, so he's guaranteed himself a shield.
I love how he did not even take a second to open it and stare. He just opened it, grabbed, and walked out. It was the quickest shield grab I've ever seen.
He said,
I'm shielded, bitches. Guess what? It doesn't matter, Kevin. The lead up to the round table.
It's Barry Williams.
Why is Barry Williams here?
I don't know why Barry Williams is here, Lana.
I don't know why Barry Williams is here.
What the heck, Barry
Welcome to
Williams?
the podcast, Barry Williams.
Hey, Barry Williams, welcome.
We have him backstage, Barry Williams! Yay!
He had to run. He said, I'm sorry. He apologized. He can't be.
He's got to go do a rumba next week.
Yeah, he has to dance next week. He said he thought his schedule was free, but no.
No, but no, he's got to go. He's got to go loosen those hips because Lord knows he doesn't know how to do that.
Sorry, Barry Williams.
But yeah, the lead up to this round table is interesting because we see for the first time people are targeting the people that aren't saying much, that aren't throwing out names. And the name that gets brought up is Kuzi's. And I'm like, no! Don't touch her!
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Dare. And so it's a lot of like smaller conversations. People are talking about Kuzi. Mike brings it back to Kuzi. I forget who it was. Because Kuzi has an iconic moment, but I forget who the iconic moment was against.
I just want to say for anybody who's going to be on the Traitors in the future, I have some advice for you. If you're a traitor and you get the shield, just murder somebody from the other team anyways. Do not murder within your team. This is a second time I've seen that it backfires. People really, really, really start looking at that team as having a traitor. I mean, statistically, it's going to have a traitor anyways, but just don't do it. You're just giving yourself an extra burden, an extra hurdle to cross over. It's her biggest mistake she's made in the game so far, and it's haunting her. And she knows it's haunting her. She's like, can we just forget that? No, girl, you did it. You shouldn't have done that. And I really hope that you can overcome this.
So it's May that is talking all about Kuzi's name. So Mike lets Kuzi know, and Kuzi goes, I'm going to verbally violate her in such a respectful way. And I'm like, this is the Kuzi we wanted to see on Big Brother Canada. Thank you. Thank you, Kuzi. We saw a lot of it, but I was
waiting to see it on this show. I wanted
to see it.
I want to see a Kuzi Zach moment on Traitors. I want her to be like, "Oh, shut up! You're just like," but no, I don't want her to say that because I really want her to just.
Kuzi,
should I go back and rewatch BB Can 9? I think I should.
You should.
Oh, 9. I thought you were gonna say season 11, and I was gonna be like, nope.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that great either.
I will go back to see my friend and only skip to the parts where he's in it. Even though he didn't do all that well. But he did pretty good, all things considered. But anyway, so yes, there's a lot of names being thrown out pre-round table. And then we go to the round table. And Kevin is calling out everyone, their mother, their second cousin, Kareen, the production, the PAs, all the cameramen, Esme, Karen.
He calling out everybody.
Trey and William, Sarah, Brittany.
I was like, Kevin.
Everyone that voted against him in the triple eviction on BB Can 3, everybody.
And I think the thing that, sorry to screw him up, was when he brought up Trayvon and was like, I know you're not a traitor, but I don't want you here.
What?
I will say,
I'm really interested in seeing how you spin this, David.
Because I know you're about to defend Kevin here, so I'm really interested.
I'm going to partially defend. So he knows that they just do not get along, and there's potential that they could be targeting each other. So it makes sense to want Trayvon out. It does not make sense to tell everybody your strategy that you want him out because you all don't get along. Keep that inside. Yeah. Keep that inside.
Trayvon isn't really targeting him because he doesn't like him, either. Though he was like, "I'm not targeting." It doesn't make sense to get rid of a faithful at this point because our numbers are so low. And it's like, you could win this game with somebody you don't like. At the end of the day,
here's my thing: I don't have to like you. I'm just trying to get to the end, and I'm trying to get my money. And if we're all faithful, and I'm a faithful, and I know you're faithful. I ain't coming for you. You ain't coming for me. We just trying to get to the end so we can get this money. Now, once we get to that end and we get out all the traitors and it gets down to how do we figure out who will win this game, then all bets are off. We can go at each other. But as of right now, I know you are faithful. You believe I'm a faithful. Why are we doing this? And I think Trayvon would have been swayed more to work with Kevin if Kevin didn't say that. If Kevin didn't go, I just want you out because I don't like you. You rubbed me the wrong way.
Because that's a personality thing he can't really change. Like
you just don't like me. You just don't like me. But are we here to play the game, or are we here to play Traitor's best friend? No,
because it's play Big Brother where you put somebody up because you don't like them or you don't get along with them. This is the Traitors where you want to work with them because you know they're not a traitor. It
just was weird to me.
I really do think everything we saw with him spiraling here, it was his attempt to get in good with the traitors. Even the people he was calling out, I think that was in an attempt to get in good with the traitors because he didn't think Kuzi was a traitor. No. So he didn't think that it would harm his game for being murdered to call her out. And he felt secure in not getting banished because of what had happened previously and how everybody was trusting him. So he was just he just
he got a little too confident.
Right, and he forgot about one aspect of the game and focused on the more difficult aspect.
I agree.
Because he went into this being like, "There's no chance I go home."
Yep, very confident.
And I was like, "Oh, okay, well."
Yeah, he said he was gonna be murdered. He just knew he wasn't gonna get banished, and I was like,
my favorite part of this episode is when they're revealing their votes, and Kevin just starts going off, and you see Karine walk all the way around the table,
taps
and just put her hand on his shoulder,
like a mother being like, "Calm down."
It felt so disappointed, mother, and I was like, Karine is coming for my favorite Traitors host. I'm gonna be honest, because I've seen bits and pieces of the others. I love her,
and he was like, "Sorry."
Sorry.
I kind of want to watch her other season, the Quebec one.
Wait, what is it?
She filmed 2 seasons back to back. One for Quebec, French.
Oh, yeah. If it has English subtitles, baby, we'll watch it.
Yeah,
because I'll watch it for her. I just want to see, because first of all, let me give me some flowers to Miss Karine, because she's serving looks, and everybody kept saying, "I don't know if she gonna serve looks like Alan do," and Alan do be serving some looks, but Miss Karine be serving some looks.
Except for this round table, I'm gonna be honest.
I like those pants. What are you talking about?
It wasn't pants.
Those are pants. Those are pants, like printed pants, and a corset at the top.
When did she wear the denim skirt?
I don't know. That wasn't this episode. I don't know.
That was the one I was thinking about.
No, them printed pants today.
There was like a weird high-waisted denim skirt, and I was like, "Oh, I'm really not enjoying this." But I do agree with you for the most part. I think she's doing fantastic.
Yeah,
and she's giving me what I need. When she walks into a room and she's like, "Hello." Hello, traitor.
I feel a wind in the room. Like her intros and her delivery, like she is so talented.
I love her. I love it. She's
the correct choice.
The correct choice.
But yeah,
her and
Alan,
when she's final 2 with Arissa Cox on Big Brother hosts.
Period.
Her on reality hosts All Stars, and the top 3 is Phil Kogan, Arissa Cox, and Karine. Then what?
Not all that. Period. All I'm saying is when she walked over there and put her hand on Kevin's shoulder and was like, "Relax." It was like a moment of, if you don't calm down. It was the mother telling her son,
if you don't shut the fuck up during this fucking voice.
Shut
Kevin.
Kevin.
I told you not to talk.
I told you to relax. You come, Kevin. But with a smile on her face, and I was like.
And then she has her moment, and then she goes, "Kevin," to like reveal his vote. It's so good. But
even when they were talking before the votes, and they were talking, and she was like, "Enough." I was like, "Oh."
RuPaul.
I love it. I know, right? It felt actually more Nikki Doll when Nikki does it on Drag Race France. It felt much more Nikki Doll.
I was like, "Oh, y'all better shut up." Mother has spoken. Period.
She is mothering.
Mother
hey, hold
spoken,
on.
Period.
Where's my banner? Because she does deserve it here in this moment. Hold on.
She is mothering.
No,
I'm sorry.
No, not that banner. Didn't mean to do that banner.
Oh, I didn't
even see it so quick.
Yep. But hello, she did what needed to be done.
I thought it was going to be Mugther.
I thought it was going to be Mugther too.
You know what? And another one. And another one.
Is there a gay shock?
You know what? There is, and I was about to click on it too.
Thank you. Another one. Thank you. Another one, thank you.
Well, she doesn't have a fuck ass Bob, but oh my god, it's fuck ass Bob.
And when next season she has to fuck ass Bob just because of this.
Oh my god, I would scream, cry, and throw up. Karine, if you're watching, come on the podcast. We love you. That would be. Oh my god.
I wouldn't be able to talk for real.
I would scream, cry, and throw up.
But yes, she mothered. She killed.
She mothered, and Kevin talked his damn way out the damn game.
I loved how he was still like fighting to stay even after the votes had already been cast. It's like
they're revealing the votes. He's like, I'm a faithful. I'm like, Kevin, the votes have already been cast.
Erase your boards.
He's a faithful, y'all. Let me change my vote. No, the votes are locked.
No, if I was, this is because I'm petty and nasty. If I was Chevron, I would have written his name down. And it was, it's not. I know you're faithful, or something along that line. Because
like
it was the way. No, it's the way Donna was so giddy the whole time. She's just like, and then when she reveals her vote, she goes, "Kevin!" exclamation point. I'm just like, oh God.
I mean, at least what Mary was like, Mike, it's upside down. Oh, whatever. like poor Mary.
Poor Mary.
Mary was so over that whole
Mary
thing.
was over it because she's still on death row.
yeah.
And then I'm really upset about this because we know one of Mary or Melissa is getting murdered. And I'm just like, no! And I know who it's going to be, and I'm sad about it.
I feel like it's gonna be Melissa.
It's going to be Melissa, and I'm sad about it.
And I do want to point out this is a spoiler if you haven't seen it, but there was a season in Australia where somebody had a strong feeling they were going to get murdered, and they talked to other people they thought that were faithfuls, and they're like, here, if I'm going to get murdered, here's what you all need to do, because I'm not going to be here to help do this, so here's what has to be done. And sure enough, they did get murdered that night. So, and we saw the same thing coming from Melissa. So I think they showed that because I do think she's going to get murdered.
Yeah, she's like, we need to listen to what Kevin said and who he picked out and who's the names he threw out. And I was just like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I've done that in a Traitors game, but I didn't get murdered the next night. I ended up winning the season. I should have, but
yeah. So we're going to go into next episode, and it seems like our traitors are finally turning on each other.
Here's another little piece of advice for anybody who plays the traitors. If you know that there's somebody who is targeting somebody else as a traitor, but they're keeping it very quiet, they're like, you cannot let them know. You cannot let them know. They never call them out to their face. You know what? They probably both traitors, and they don't want to have that drama public before they have to.
Yes. So after all of the hullabaloo of these two episodes, I'm looking at our draft, and it's actually not that far off. It's not that unbalanced. So David and Esme are both left with two people. Esme, you have May and Mary.
okay.
David, you have Mike and Trayvon.
Oh, I have Mike. I forgot about.
And then Lana and I both have three people left.
Who is Melissa?
Lana has. I'm relishing in my lead for now. I'll be down to two.
Or one.
I'll be down
you
to
could
two.
forget one.
But I have.
I mean, true. But...
If Melissa does get murdered, though, my team is Donna and Mickey.
Okay.
At least you have eye candy.
And then Lana is left with Leroy, Gurleen, and Kuzi. So I do think Lana has the strongest team.
My alliance, that alliance was strong for a minute. For a minute.
For a hot minute.
Hot minute. Okay.
Well, that is that. Thank you for joining us for Traitors Canada. Like we said at the start, we'll be back now weekly, probably, to talk about Traitors Canada. In the meantime, make sure to subscribe because we're here almost every day of the week giving you something reality TV based. And if you are a fan of drag, make sure to go subscribe to our main channel as well. We're talking almost every day about drag as well. Make sure to follow all of our socials down below, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Cut Pod. While you're down there, you could also follow the four of us. And you could go get your merch, including but not limited to Cup Mug.
Cup mug.
Walk into the room mug first, period. And with that being said, cheers.
Cheers.
Clicked my microphone.
Oh,
good job. I'm so proud of you.
You're so welcome.
We forgot to put our hoods back on. It's fine.
Well,
we're all putting our traitor robe hoods back on. Don't worry, everyone. We're doing it. You